a new experiment in GTA 5. Today we will test which car can fly across the entire map using a giant ramp. Watch the video till the end, give it a like, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss new experiments.
Hi guys! As always, your favorite little penguin Koki is here with you.
And today we have a new experiment where we'll see how far cars can fly across the entire map using a giant ramp. Today, I've prepared a collection of real supercars and we're going to test them all out. We have legendary supercars from the past, regular supercars, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Bugattis. There's even a sleek Porsche and a classic Aston Martin. And of course, we have amazing cars from the future and the biggest supercars, Lambos, and massive monster trucks in the world, SOOOO. So make sure to watch this video until the very end and don't forget to subscribe to my channel right now because in this episode we're testing supercars and there are tons more exciting videos on the channel where we test on this same ramp. Rugged off-road vehicles, hidden cheat cars, and jet-powered cars. So be sure to subscribe and check out the brand new and awesome experiments. And most importantly, don't forget to hit the bell so you definitely won't miss the next experiment. Well, I suggest we start with the Porsche. I think it's really old, like it's honestly about 50 years old already. It's already a bit pinkish, kind of aged. But still, maybe this very car will make it to the finish line today. Who knows? By the way, go down to the comments right now and tell us which of these cars you think will actually make it to the finish line. Because I think the supercars have a very strong chance to get there. They are really incredibly fast. I think the Lambo, this new Revuelto, the Lamborghini Revoto, is 100% going to make it to the finish line. Now let's accelerate all the way to the absolute max and see exactly what this car is capable of. Still. Just look at this truly gigantic ramp, it is absolutely insane. Let's go. Our speed is about 200 kilometers per hour. Maybe even a little more and we're already flying over. The gritty port area and the tough ghetto area, can you imagine? So with our very first car we've almost made it to the city center and this is still just an old Porsche. I have to say, I'm honestly really curious to see exactly how far the cars will be able to fly today. Oops, we broke a pole a little bit, but oh well, I think it's not a big deal. We're landing in the ghetto area after all and our Porsche goes a bit further. Unfortunately, it doesn't make it through, but overall that's actually a pretty good result. Well, let's keep going. And next up in line is the stunning Lamborghini Revuelto. I have to say that actually looked absolutely incredible. Man guys, I honestly really enjoy testing these high-performance supercars in this experiment. Let's play a mini game together. Please let us know in the comments section which specific cars we should test next time on this incredibly giant ramp. For example, we could use only cars with turbo boosters or cheat-enabled cars with superpowers. You know, like the ones that can jump or fly. I think that would actually be really cool. But you know, like regular bot cars, police cars, I don't think there's any point in testing those because honestly they're just gonna be way too slow. But those cheat jet cars, that's where it's at. I think with those, every car would actually make it to the finish line. So right now I want you to scroll down and write in the comments section exactly how you and I should test this massive ramp next time. Maybe we could use jet cars or maybe even some cheat cars. But for now, we are picking up a lot of speed in the Lampi and I think... Wait, are you seriously kidding me? It actually turned out to be much slower. The Porsche flew much farther than this did. Are you kidding me right now? No, seriously, this is some kind of joke. This is a prank. It simply can't be real. This car flies only half as far as I expected, even though I really thought it would make it to the finish line, but apparently it's just way too heavy. But up ahead, we've got cars that are way cooler. Just take a look at this. I don't even know where to start. We've got some kind of supercar here. I don't even know what brand of car this is. Alright, okay, let's start with this one. It really looks incredibly fast. Just take a look at how this car looks. So cool. I feel like this car should be able to fly all the way to the finish. Let's even get a bit more speed. Oh wow, look at that. I think this is the fastest car today. Even though we have a bunch of supercars, just look at how this one accelerates. I'm even getting thrown around. I definitely like this. I definitely really like it quite a bit. Look how quickly we're getting through the whole challenge. This is downtown and this is only the third car. Can you imagine? I think we're about to fly past Vinewood now. And Vinewood, see there's the sign over there. That's already the middle of the map. Can you imagine? With the third car, we're already reaching the middle of the map. So, supercars are definitely really cool for this challenge. And just imagine if we start testing out these powerful jet cars with you. Oh, I think they're... Honestly, every car would probably make it to the finish line. And by the way, there's a small detail. As soon as the car lands, I don't press the gas or the brake as soon as it stops on its own. We record the result every time, but honestly, landing in the bushes isn't bad either. We made it exactly halfway, so the next goal is the mountain. Let's go check out Mount Chiliad and see if the next cars can make it there. By the way, we've also got a Lambo here. And not just any Lambo, but a really overpowered one. It actually shimmers, look at that. We start it up, and just look at those wheels. Wow, the front wheel is glowing, the rear one is shimmering, and the Lambo itself looks really cool. The whole thing lights up and looks just unreal. It's a Lambo from the future. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. It's remarkably quick and it's really speedy. We go for maximum acceleration and I think it speeds up to 1,000 kilometers per hour, and that's not even the limit, guys. After all, we actually have some extraordinary cheat cars whose top speed can reach all the way up to 10,000 kilometers per hour. That's just insane. But by the way, a lot also depends on the weight of the car, because the previous Lambo didn't even make it past the port area and crashed. That's actually the worst result we've had today, and this car is also really heavy. Just take a look. In terms of speed, it's about the same as the previous ones, but even so, we can't even make it to the city center with it. A perfect landing, everyone parked, but our Lambo definitely won't go any further, it's already missing its bumper. And unfortunately, the Get District is the farthest this Lambo can reach. Meanwhile, our supercars just keep coming and coming. On the contrary, it just keeps getting cooler and more impressive. If you look closely, we've got a real Ford Mustang here, and even a Bugatti with an unusually powerful turbo booster. By the way, that's actually pretty impressive. Let's first test out the Ford Mustang, and then we'll try out the real Bugatti with the turbo booster. And we'll find out whether it's worth testing jet cars in this experiment. Maybe it'll only make it 100 meters with that turbo booster. Or maybe it'll go all the way to the finish line. Who knows? So let's take it nice and easy. We'll accelerate to the max, but carefully. Because the Mustang is pretty fast too. It's rear-wheel drive, and we could spin out at any moment. We might fly off, but this car is insanely fast. I think we're going to fly even farther this time. Just look, it's shooting straight into space. I think it's even higher than the ramp now. Look, you see, that's our tiny little ramp where we first started out, and now we're flying even higher than that. Mount Chiliad, can you even imagine? I really love powerful cars like this. I'm a real huge fan, but now we're starting to fall down, seriously. Well, yeah, we've already sent 2 of these cars flying. For now, we just don't have enough speed to reach the very finish line, but I'm absolutely sure we'll fix that very soon. Maybe even with the brand new Bugatti. So, because it features a turbo boost, and maybe we'll actually reach the finish line with this very Bugatti. Although listen, the Mustang is actually doing pretty well, it's flying through everything. The main thing now is not to crash into a tree and not to stop. Well, yeah, more or less, that's how it was supposed to be. Okay, for now, this is the absolute winner. So far, not a single other car has made it this far. So for now, the Ford Mustang is the winner. Well, let's go test the next car. Alright then, take a look. Here it is, the absolutely most legendary Bugatti equipped with a turbo booster awake. I'm quite certain it should soar significantly further than all the other cars because this one is the real deal. A car with a turbo booster. Besides the fact that it's a Bugatti Bolide, a very fast car, it's almost like a Formula 1. This car also has a turbo booster. Look at that, it's even bouncing. You see, the front end is actually lifting up as soon as I hit the gas speed. Flooring it is really intense. Alright, 1, 2, 3, turning on turbo, acceleration. And here we go, pushing it to maximum acceleration. Wow, it is really incredibly fast. Let's go, maximum acceleration, level 6. Wow, it is even spinning around in the air. Can you imagine that? It is apparently so incredibly light that it actually spins around just like that. We can do all sorts of tricks. I'm looking left, right, and with the wind, just imagine that. Of course, it's both an advantage and a disadvantage that the car is so light, and you and I should actually be able to fly even farther, but because the wind blows it away, that's actually really bad. Seriously, look at this, it's like we're doing skateboard tricks or something. We're doing it so quietly. Wait, we need to straighten out. Okay, we've still got this. We might have turbo boost, and with turbo boost, we could fly a little farther. No, we're literally just being blown away by the wind, and we land right in the center of the map directly on Mount Vinewood. A perfect landing in my opinion. I honestly couldn't have expected that this car would actually get blown away by the wind. It's honestly really funny how it turned out, and it's still rolling down the hill. Okay, perfect parking in my opinion, right here. Alright, let's leave this car right here. It flew across half of the entire map. I honestly thought we'd make it to the finish line, but unfortunately not today. Well, it's not a big deal at all. We've still got a whole bunch of sports cars left, and I think one of them is 100% bound to make it to the finish line, or maybe one of them will actually fly a real 100 meters. Who knows? Let's go ahead and test it right away. No more waiting. Full acceleration. Let's go. By the way, I don't even know what specific make of car this is, but it looks pretty good and it's flying super far right now. Look at that. It's a real shame it doesn't have a turbo booster. See, I'm pressing it right now, but absolutely nothing happens and we're just flying along. More or less heading straight to Vinewood, seriously. So, more or less all the cars, all the really good supercars, they usually land right in the very center of the map. That's Mount Vinewood. Oh, we've got a rocket car here on the launch pad. Right there on the left, over there. See it? Small and red. A perfect landing. Alright, we're parked. Well, that kind of parking, of course. Yeah, perfect. The coolest parking job in the world. Okay, alright. We'll leave this car here, and unfortunately, it also can't fly across the map. Although today we even have real Ferraris. Not just any Ferraris, but some kind of Ferraris from the future. Its doors even open upwards. That's definitely a sign of coolness. It's a sign that the Lambo... Today it's Ferrari, it's Ferrari, yeah. The Lambo didn't make it, but the Ferrari will reach the finish line. Although it's kind of not super fast. Alright, maximum acceleration and... well, it's kind of so-so. Seriously. The Ferrari doesn't even make it to the city center. That's actually funny. Honestly, you look at the car and it seems like it should make it to the finish line. But apparently because it's too heavy and its aerodynamics are bad, it only makes it as far as the ghetto area. Here, it's actually really hard to figure out which supercar will make it to the finish line. But that just makes it more interesting. The ghetto area is the maximum for the Ferrari. So, we went on to test the cars, and next up it's time for the Porsche and the Aston Martin, and they actually look the same. Just look at them, seriously, their paint jobs are almost identical, give or take. Let's start with the Porsche Panamera, because it really is a Porsche Panamera Turbo, and it's a very fast car. In fact, I think it must have something like 3000 horsepower because it just throws you around like crazy. It's absolutely impossible to control. Alright, let's go for maximum acceleration. Look at this. The rear end lifts up when I floor the gas pedal. Okay, alright. I'll try to keep this car under control, but it's impossible. It's just unreal. Did you see that? Well, it really looks like this is going to be the absolute worst car today. Because it is just completely and utterly impossible to control. Well, alright, that happens too. What? Where's the paint job? Where did it go? Did it just disappear? It's impossible to control. What? This car is extraordinarily bizarre, but there's absolutely no way it's making it to the finish line. Load it into that container and take it from here to a very distant location. Well, alright, I hope at least the Aston Martin will demonstrate for us a truly impressive masterclass performance now. I'm sure a car like this should make it all the way to the finish line. Well, let's find out right now. It looks super fast. By the way, we've almost tested the whole collection of cars, but there are only 6 cars in total. And not a single car made it to the finish line. For some reason, that's really strange. I think it's because you haven't hit the like button. Come on, scroll down right now and give this video a like, because apparently it is all your fault that we can't manage to fly across the whole map. What? Why? It's that fast? Seriously? The main thing is that it's lightweight. Come on, are you kidding me? Did you see that speed? I think we were going kilometers, well, 2000. That was 2000 per hour. But at the same time, the car just goes and falls like a stone straight down into the ghetto, the neighborhood. Seriously, that's the saddest thing I've seen today. This is definitely the fastest car here, but at the same time, we just end up falling straight into the ghetto. It's even less than the Ferrari. This car just flies by everything. It is honestly a really sad situation. Well, alright, I'm not upset. There are still a bunch of cool cars. There's even an SUV, and more or less an off-road supercar. I would even say it's like a Lambo from the future or something. Honestly, I don't even know what brand of car this is, but it really looks kind of like a Urus, kind of like a Lambo, but it's definitely not a Lambo 100%. Look, it's getting lifted too. This car must be really fast. The most important thing is that it doesn't start skidding as soon as I floor the gas pedal. And apparently, that's exactly what's happening. Look. How are you even supposed to control cars like this? It's just unreal. They're super fast, but at the same time, it's impossible to control them. Alright, attempt number 2. Okay, we just need to not floor the gas because this car really... It's really fast, but again, I just don't get how you're supposed to accelerate in it because when I try to speed up, the rear lifts up and it's just impossible to control. Alright, flooring the gas, here we go. This is the spot where you can really pick up some serious speed. And that's all it's capable of. That's really quite disappointing. Looks like today this is going to be the worst outcome. We're landing back in the ghetto area for the 3rd time in a row. It's like the cars are just getting worse and worse. At the beginning we actually had the coolest cars. It's honestly really strange, but alright, okay. Landing ba-bam, perfect. Right on someone's roof. We landed right on some gangster's roof. I'm sure he'll be absolutely delighted when he wakes up and discovers such an impressive supercar parked on his roof. But seriously, this car is really fast. Just look at it. It really takes off and it... Oh. Alright, oh. This is actually really intense. I think we even broke GTA with such a crazy car. It just keeps spinning around like some kind of fidget spinner. But unfortunately, it can't get past the ghetto area. Alright, there are fewer and fewer cars left. And now, I am really quite curious to see if at least one of these cars will actually make it to the finish line. Because this is the real deal. This is the legendary 911 Porsche GT3R. Not RS, but R. Well, alright, race means race. So, very fast. Oh, I really like this. By the way, for those who didn't know, Porsche is my favorite car brand. So if there are any of you who love Porsche as much as I do, be sure to start the video and leave a like. We're accelerating as much as possible. And by the way, that's a pretty good result. We can even do some flips together. Like this, forward, backward. Perfect. Right in this Porsche. Watch this. I think we're flying really high and we're definitely going to fly over Vinewood. No way, really? I don't believe it. No, wait, that's impossible. Could this really be the first car to make it all the way to Chiliad? Now this I actually really like. Looks like the most secret and coolest cars are hidden at the very end. This is honestly really awesome. Alright, so we're flying all the way to Chiliad. Look, I think just a little more and we'll be right on top of Chiliad. The main thing is to check if this car can fly across the entire map. If we fly over Chiliad, that's definitely a win. Come on, let's go, straight ahead. No, I think we're going to land right on Chiliad, right on the very top of Chiliad. Just wait a second. Come on, just a little more, please. Just a bit more. We're so close. No. We were just a little short of flying over Mount Chiliad. As you can see how far our ramp is, we are currently right on the very top of Mount Chiliad. Seriously, if we just drive for literally 2 more minutes, we will be right on the mountain, but there are still wild wolves running around here, and that is actually perfectly fine. Perfect, we are right on Chelyabinsk now. This is definitely the absolute winner so far. The car didn't make it to the finish. We literally needed to fly less than 1 more kilometer more, but we are directly right on top of Chelyabinsk. The result is also just incredible. But now we're going to test out the very last cars for today, okay? We have just 3 cars left to go. That's what we have left, and I suggest we start... Oh, wow. This is some kind of turbojet car. It is purple, and this one is a convertible, which is definitely kind of cool and also unusual, but not a turbojet. So I suggest we start with this car. It is also actually quite fast, but at the same time, it does not have any turbojet boosters or engines. So you and I will go for maximum acceleration, speed up, and see what this car is capable of. It doesn't have any boosters, speed boosts, or jumps. And that's definitely a downside. A supercar, they're pretty fast and it flies really far, meaning most of our cars landed somewhere in the middle of the map around Vinewood. These aren't some off-road vehicles that all end up falling in the ghetto area or near the port. Here you see we're even flying past the city center. Perfect, just perfect. But at the same time, some supercars lack speed or turbo boost, and that is precisely the reason why I suggest that next time we test actual high-speed jet cars. Well, this car lands right in the heart of the city center. Not a bad result, but honestly, I thought it would be better. And right now, we have just 1 single car left before this incredible world's biggest Lambo. By the way, this is also some kind of turbojet supercar, because just look at how cool the rims look. The design of the car itself looks like some kind of airplane. A spaceship, yeah, I'd even say a real rocket. And I think this car was saved for the finale. Seriously? Does it have turbo boost? Just look at this. So we can... Right now we can actually accelerate. This really is some kind of airplane, even a real rocket. Take a look at this, it really seems like we're falling. But then we hit the turbo boost button and just suddenly blast off deep into outer space. We can spin around, twirl in the air, fly high like a real rocket, and even fly all the way to the moon. I honestly think this is exactly what I really love doing, guys. Cars like these absolutely deserve a big thumbs up from you. And in the next episode, we absolutely have to test out some crazy jet cars. Let's do this. Let's get at least 1 like on this video so that in the very next episode we can test out those jet cars, because I honestly think they are just incredible and I really love them. It's just incredible. And look, we're already flying past, chilling, although I think it doesn't even matter here. We're going to get through this super easily. And it really is incredibly straightforward and easy. If all supercars were like this, we wouldn't have any sorts of problems or issues in the world at all. And by now every car would be right at the finish line with us. However, it's heavy. If it didn't have turbo boost, it would only make it at best to the city center or somewhere around there. And that's it. But as it is, this is the first car today that flies perfectly across the whole map and overcomes this tough challenge. So if you mention this car in the comments, you're awesome and you'll get a heart from me. Let's park it right here. Perfect. There we go. Done. I think that's a perfect parking job. This is the absolute winner, but we still have one more super giant car left, so let's go test it. And the last car for today is also, by the way, a supercar, but not an ordinary one. It's a supercar monster truck with 2 wheels. It's basically a bike, some kind of Lambo bike. Very strange. We've got 3 classes of vehicles mixed together. Supercars, monster trucks, and even bikes, because really, only bikes have 2 wheels. Bikes? So what? Wait, is that really it? Is our entire playthrough actually over now? How? How on earth did that just happen? Okay, fine. Attempt number 2. No big deal. I realize that it's really not worth accelerating too much in this car because it's actually very unstable. Although it seems like everything is under control right now. Let's go full acceleration, but the fact that we just fell last time was honestly really funny. Okay, the Lambo is flying, and by the way, this Lambo is actually gigantic. I wonder if you can glide with it. Not really. It doesn't seem to work. Yeah, that's true. Because this Lambo is super gigantic and super heavy, it lands right in the ghetto area. Basically, if supercars are fast but also heavy, the very farthest they will get is the ghetto area. And we've seen that for ourselves. The average supercar makes it more or less to the middle of the map. That's Mount Vinewood. But some super cheater cars can go even farther. Past Vinewood, they either make it to Chiliad or to the finish line. So, if you want us to test it in the next episode, jet-powered or cheater cars, let me know. Write about it in the comments and leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on new awesome experiments just like